Hey, Coach. Thanks for taking the time today. We'll get started here with Chris Franklin and then Paul Domowich.
Hey, Nick, what are some of the things you're looking to get out of this, your first mini camp as a head coach with the rookies?
Yeah, we set some goals for them, and it was to go out there and compete, was to learn the offense, the defense, and the special teams. Get the basics down, get 1% better every day, connect with their teammates. All right, and then finally, the fifth goal that we set for them was go out there and show us what you guys can do. All right, that was the main thing. That was the main message, is go out there and show us what you guys can do. My message to the coaching staff was, hey, let's let these guys go out there and show us what they can do. Let's keep the installs very simple. Let's keep them very simple so they can go out there and they can exhibit their abilities on the field. So that was my message to the coaches, and that was my message to the players this morning.
Go ahead, Paul, and then Bo.
Yeah, Nick, after this camp, there's a good chance you're not going to be able to work with these guys until the mandatory camp. How much do those 10 days that you're probably not going to get on the field and the 2,000 plus snaps, how much is that going to hurt these young kids and your quarterback who's going to be learning a new system?
Yeah, we take every single day that we get with them on the field is a definitely a true blessing to get out there to work, because it is a process, right? You have to go through the ups and the downs of learning a new technique and learning a new offense and learning a new defense and learning a new special team. So any day we miss is obviously something that you don't want to happen as a coach or as a player that's developing. So again, but it's really just count the days that we have, make the days that we have really count, and get everything we can. When they're here, we're going to work our tails off, and they're going to work their butts off to get everything we can get out of those players, and so they can get better, because that's all it's about.
Thanks.
Bo, and then Martin Frank.
Hey, Nick. We always hear that you don't really know a player until you get him in your building. And both Devonta and Landon, your top two picks have sort of been described as guys who can help sort of set a culture, be culture setters. Have you already been able, what have you learned from those guys in just the couple of days that you've had them in terms of their personalities?
Yeah, that's a good question, Bo. Devonta, again, it's pretty early, obviously, just these last 2 days with him. But Devonta kind of is a lead by example, right? He's just out there. He just seems determined at all times, and he's just really can't wait for the information to get to him and can't wait to get better. And I think that's contagious. And I know that's contagious. Let me rephrase that. The way he kind of works, and he's gone about the meetings virtually. Then today also, which was virtual, and then being on the field with them. And then Landon, I know he works too, and he just got they got different personalities, and that's what's cool about football. You can lead in so many different ways, right? You can lead in so many different ways, but the common denominator of both of them, they both love football, and they both work really hard. They're both ultra competitive, and they both got a lot of talent, and those are important parts of leading as well. So it's been nice to get around them and kind of see how they lead, because they have that special quality of being able to lead.
Martin, and then John McMullen.
Hi, Nick. I was wondering, obviously, what you guys liked about Jamie Newman, and if you were able to get any kind of impressions from him today, at training camp. At rookie camp, obviously, he's the only quarterback in camp.
Yeah, Jamie is an impressive. He's got great stats. He's a big man. I can just, as we watch tape on him too, he's hard to bring down. He's a good athlete, hard to bring down. He's really sharp. He's really sharp in the classroom. You can see why he was successful at Wake Forest when he was there. So, it's just he's got qualities. He's got qualities that you want to be able to develop. And so good first day for Jamie.
John, and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, Nick, you kind of talked about your goals for the players. How about the goals for your coaching staff? Obviously, the first day for them with the players.
Yeah. I think everyone's, the guys that are new to me, I think they wanted to come out and impress me and, show me that I made the right decision and of hiring them. And so that was pretty cool to see them coaching. I know they have a ton of energy. You can't fake what they have every single day because they bring it every single day. But the goal for them, again, was keeping it simple for the players. And they've heard me talk about fundamentals and technique a million times. Like it's one of those things where I'm not going to stop either. I'm going to be relentless pit bull about fundamentals and technique. So that was another main thing. Like we got individual time with them. Like when you guys were in there, when you guys were at practice today, that was our individual time. Like they got individual time to improve the fundamentals and technique. That's what we know that through fundamentals and technique, that's how a player gets better. And that is our job. Our job as coaches is to put them in the best positions they possibly can be in so they can excel and to get them better as a football player every day. And we know the lifeline of that is technique and fundamentals. So that was something that we've just been stressing since we got here. And I know they were chomping to, get out there and start teaching the way they teach their technique.
Go ahead, Jeff, and then Nick Fierro.
Nick, knowing that there's a strong chance that Jalen Hurts will win the starting quarterback job, how much of the offense that you've installed is designed to take advantage of his duality, his mobility and athleticism, or is it just basically the offense as it is that you brought with you from Indianapolis, and every quarterback has to kind of work to that system?
Yeah, Jeff, I don't believe that that's good coaching when you just say, here's our offense and let's go. You learn it. Your talents are this and your talents are that, but here's what we run. That's just not good offensive football. Good offensive football is, and good defensive football and good special teams football for that matter, is adapting to the players that you have and playing to their strengths. So of course, Jalen has strong qualities of being able to extend plays and move around and extend plays. So, we're definitely looking at those things and doing those things. We've all had a very extensive amount of time with quarterbacks that are mobile, and that's the same thing for Miles, right? Miles, what does he fit? Again, these are things that when we get on the field with him, we'll figure out a little bit more. But that's still due to be determined of what everybody's skill set is, but we are putting in an extensive amount of offense, and Coach Steichen has done a great job, and the offensive coaches of really relaying the message to the players and installing it, and the players have done a great job learning it.
Go ahead, Nick, and then Tim McManus.
Hi, Nick. Just looking at some of these receivers up close here for the first time. Some of them, jump out at you as maybe looking a little bit bigger than they're listed. Jamon Osborne, maybe, and even Grimes. Grimes, maybe not as the right height, but he looks a little thicker. Can he be like a hybrid guy? And what about Osborne? What about the catch radius for somebody like him?
Yeah, I think the one thing that you really is hard to teach, and you can't teach, right, is that speed, and you can't teach size. And you got out there today, and they're impressive. They have impressive statures about them. Obviously, we knew that about them, and we knew their heights and weights. We knew them up close. We've seen them up close, and yeah, they have that. They have that size, and I really was impressed with the way they moved out there today with that size. So they had good catch radius and strong hands, and I just thought they did a good job of moving around. And Aaron Moorhead did a good job of allowing them to see what the skills they were. And Coach Steichen, as he scripted the plays, he also was able to put their talents on display too. So it was good to go out and see them today. And yeah, we're excited to work with them, and because they got tools. So also a tribute to Howie and his staff of getting good free agents in here.
Go ahead, Tim, and then Zach Berman.
And Nick, there's been no shortage of reports and speculation attaching you guys to some prominent veteran quarterbacks out there, and you haven't named Jalen Hurts the starter. So what's the messaging been to Jalen so that he has an accurate understanding of where things stand with him?
Yeah, you know what? We don't comment on anybody on other rosters. So that there hasn't been any talk about that. You know, we just don't comment on anybody from other rosters. We just really no reason to go there with anything. So.
How about to Jalen, the messaging to him so he has a good idea of where things are?
With Jalen, it's just working to get better every day. We're learning the offense. We're in virtual meetings. We're learning the offense. Jalen's done a heck of a job learning the offense. I'll say that. Like, he's impressive in there. He's really got a good control of it. You know, when we're in these virtual meetings during virtual walkthroughs, again, I can't say enough about the offensive staff. When I'm sitting in there and watching them go through a virtual walkthrough, I think that's pretty awesome. And Jalen's just done a good job of taking the plays that have been taught to him, and he can really rattle off exactly what he's supposed to do on every single play. And it'll be exciting to get on the field with him and see him do it physically.
Zach and then Ramadi.
Hey, Nick, we had a limited sample size, obviously, watching you today. I'm curious, how do you allocate your time on the practice field as a head coach? Are you watching a particular position or the offense more? Are you teaching, observing? What's your strategy as a head coach during practice?
Yeah, you know, during individual, it's important that I thought as a coordinator, it was really important that I walked around to every position. You know, as an offensive coordinator, it was important that I walked around in every position. You know, it's just a bigger stage now. Bigger stage. It's just more players, right? So I think it's important as a head coach that I walk from, you know, offense, defense, all the way around and watch every position. So that was my strategy today with the with as far as individual goes. When team gets up there. You know, and team, I'm there. We're all there together. So I'm being able to watch both sides of the ball at the same time. But we just got a beautiful. I mean, this is a great facility, as you guys have all seen. We have the guys in the grounds crew do a great job of taking care of the fields. It's beautiful. There's so much room to work and walk around. And so I got a good workout going from drill to drill. I know that. So that was good. That was good as well.
Rob and Elliot.
Hey, Nick, how much of a priority is it for the Eagles in 2021 to find out if Jalen Hurts is the quarterback of the future in 2022 and beyond? And do you think 1 year with a young team and a young coaching staff is good enough to accurately assess whether he can be that guy?
You know, again, we're just trying to get better every single day. And so I'm not even to that point right now of what 2022 is going to look like, to be honest with you. It's about getting better. It's such a long process. And I love the process about it. It's just every single day you got a chance to get better every single day, over and over and over again. And that applies for Jalen to get better, and that applies for everybody on our team to get better, a little bit better every single day. And that's all we're concerned about right now, is how we're going to be better tomorrow than we were today. Are we going to put in the work today to be ready to be better tomorrow? And honestly, that is all we're concerned about with every single player on our team right now.
Hey, Nick. Hey, Nick, you've talked a lot about wanting to build a competitive environment with the team. I was curious at the quarterback position, how you balance wanting to have competition versus the benefit of somebody knowing they're the starter and the benefits that come with that.
You guys won't leave this one alone, will you? No, I mean, it's competition at every position. Competition is great. Competition elevates everybody's play. If you come in and you have somebody that's competing with you every single day, it makes you better. This is all part of the strategy of we want everyone to feel that they're competing for the jobs. I'm competing for my job. Shane's competing for his job. Gannon's competing for his job. Like every single day, there were so many people that want to do what we do in the NFL, right? And so many people, so we got to compete. We got to fight. Everybody on this team's got to fight every single day to get better and to compete. And competition is never a bad thing. In my mind, competition is never a bad thing. It doesn't matter the position. It's never a bad thing. It takes people, and the cream rises to the top when you compete.
We'll go to Brandon and then EJ.
Hey, Nick, just wanted to ask about Zach Ertz. Obviously, Howie was asked about him during the draft there. There's been speculation. He's been given permission to seek a trade. Have you personally talked with him, though, and have you kind of stressed that you really want him here in Philly?
Yeah, I've talked to Zach. Again, but my conversation with Zach I'm going to keep that between Zach and I. But let's just be honest. Like, of course, Zach's a great football player. He showed that he's a great football player for a very long time. Man, he's made a ton of plays. I got to see a ton of tape on Zach. Obviously, when I got here this year, and then also in 2018, my first year with the Colts, we watched a ton. And so Zach's a heck of a football player, and he's been a heck of a football player for a long time in this league.
Go ahead, EJ, and then Ed Kratz.
Nick, you mentioned, your first impressions of Devonta off the field, but on the field, what was it like today? What stood out?
Yeah, as advertised, he catches everything. Like, that ball touches his hands, he catches it. He's really long, right? I think you guys saw that, right? He's got long arms, and he's got a big catch radius. So even again, you just don't know exactly what. You got a really good idea, right, of what you have. And then when you get him on the field, then you just be like, man, we can do this and we could do that. Maybe he can do this that maybe we didn't think he could do. It just showed his length. He showed his unbelievable hands, and I just thought he showed excellent ability to change directions at the top of the route. Even better than what I saw on tape, to be 100% honest with you. So again, a lot of things that I expected, because we spent a lot of time watching him, all his catches the last couple years, but it was great to see him in person, and he's got a lot of talent to him, and look forward to working with him.
We have time for two more, so we'll go to Ed and then Jeff Skaversky.
Hey, Nick, two things if I could. First, how did it feel for you to take the field as a head coach for the first time? And secondly, Landon Dickerson was out there kind of jogging around, looked pretty good. What's the plan for him this weekend, and where does he stand in his rehab?
Good question. For me, for your first question, for me as a head coach, I've been going to football practices since I've been 4 years old, with my dad being a football coach, and this has been the thing I've been doing my entire life, right? So football practice to me it's the same over and over and over again. The things that I've been taught that are very important in football, it's the same thing over and over again. It's just I have different responsibilities. When I was 4, I had those. Me and my brothers had those pads on the side, those dummies, and we were hitting each other with them with the ball. I'm practicing good ball security. Just a little different now, right? So I've just been doing this my whole life. So really the only difference is, kind of to, I think it was Bo's question, that I just kind of moved around the field more instead of just, when I was a position coach, I was with that position during individual. When I was an offense coordinator, I was with the offense. Now I was just with the entire team. So it was just football practice, business as usual. Sure, it was exciting for my first football practice as a head coach. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited. And to FaceTime my wife and my kids this morning and said, "Hey, it's first day of football practice here as the head coach." And I was excited, of course. And your second question, I'm sorry, I got going on that a little bit.
That's all right. Yeah, Landon Dickerson. He was out there jogging around, looked pretty good. What's the plan for him this weekend? And then where does he stand in his rehab?
Yeah, it's just, for him this weekend is just the walkthroughs. Being involved in the walkthroughs, learning the offense. So a lot of the goals we just talked about with everybody else, obviously he can't do them at the same speed. Not going to set a timetable on Landon and his return, but he is working hard, and we got great training staff and great strength staff that are working hard with him to get him ready to go as soon as he's able to.
Hey, last one here with Jeff.
Hey, Nick, to kind of feed off the previous question about your first day, I imagine you were nervous and you said you were excited, but do you have any moments there where you're going, wait a minute, I am the head coach. I have to remind myself that I'm the head coach. Did you have any moments like that? And then with the schedule being released this week and seeing your guys, I know it's incredibly early, but when you look around, you say, hey, this team can be special. I know people may not on the outside expect it to be special, but I know that we can do something special.
Yeah. I've been the head coach for the last 4 months, so it wasn't like I stepped on the field today and I'm like, oh, I'm the head coach. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like maybe the first week I came in here, I was kind of like, oh, I'm the head coach. But, today I've been the head coach for the last 4 months I've been here. So, really didn't have that moment again. It was cool to talk about it with my wife this morning, but no, just business as usual on the practice field. I'm really excited about working with this team. And of course our hopes are high, and we're gonna do everything we can do to get better every single day. That is our messaging. It's a process. It's a climb, right? It's a process. It's a climb. We just love to climb. We love the process of trying to get better every single day in all that we do, in our core values, and then on the football field as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thanks, everybody. Good seeing y'all in person today.